Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darian and today I'm going to be talking about my 2025 reading challenge. So here's where this idea came from. I guess this stemmed from all the read it or unhaul it videos that are starting to pop up on booktube. I feel like a lot of booktubers like Becca and the Books, Olivia Reads a Latte. Steph had her series Read It Down, which she says is going to come back, so that's very exciting. But I started to be really inspired by those videos because I have a lot of books. There's no surprise there. I buy a lot of books and I definitely buy them faster than I can read them. So there are right now close to 400 physical books on my TBR, and I would like to get that number down in 2024. Nope. And I would like to get that number down in 2025. So I do have a plan to do read it or unhaul it videos. I'm gonna try to come up with a different name for it so that it's a little bit unique, but the concept will basically be the same as other booktubers. But in addition to that, I decided to create a reading challenge for myself that will last the whole year 2025, and I wanted to also make an option for you guys to do the same if you wanted to also participate. So basically I am calling this reading challenge 25 and 25. Very original, I know, but the idea is that I came up with 25 reading prompts to complete in 2025. There are kind of two rules to this challenge. The first one is that I cannot double up on any prompts. I have to use one book for each prompt, and I can only use books that I owned prior to 2025. So any books that I buy in 2025 will not count for this challenge. I'm hoping that'll give me an incentive to buy less books in 2025. We'll see how that goes. But I realize this may sound like not much of a challenge because all I have to do is read 25 books, and I read usually 3 times that amount at least in a year. So you might be thinking that doesn't sound that hard. But the prompts that I made, because I have to make things difficult for myself, the prompts that I made are, for the most part, very specific. I looked at my bookshelves. I looked at any similarities between the books I owned. Even if I own 2 or 3 books that have something connecting them, I made it a prompt to kind of force me to read not specific books that I own, but just to make it a little harder for myself so that I can't just read any book and count it. I have to really be thoughtful about what I'm choosing for these prompts. So for example, there's no prompt that's read a fantasy or read a book over 300 pages. That would make it a little too easy for me. So I made the prompts very specific. So what you'll see is I made graphics for myself that include all 25 prompts, and I've also made empty graphics so that if you want to do this challenge, you can come up with your own prompts. If you want to look at your bookshelves, see any threads connecting some of the books together and make a prompt out of that. Or if you want to make it general, that's fine. If you don't read much more than 25 books in a year, then you can make them super general and make it a bit easier for yourself. Or you can use the prompts that I picked, but mine, like I said, are specific to my shelves, so you can do that if you want. There's a few prompts that I feel like some people probably won't care about, but I care about because I own these books. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into the 25 prompts for 2025. So I feel like most of these prompts are going to be pretty self-explanatory, but the first one is published before 2000. And I did this mostly because I own a lot of classics, but also since it's 25 and 25, I did something that's older than 25 years. I don't know. And the next one is over 700 pages. So I do own not that many books, but quite a few books that I keep putting off because they're so long. So I definitely want this to encourage me to pick up one of those books finally. Wait, do I even have it up here? Oh my god, I don't even have it up here, but Day of Fallen Night, I need to read that. Then I have owned for 5+ years, which unfortunately is a lot of books that I own. A lot of books that I have I bought in 2019 or 2020, which I'm counting 2020 as 5 years ago from 2025. So anything bought in 2020 or earlier, because I don't remember the months that I buy books. And then this is probably the most generic prompt I have, but gifted, because I have been gifted a lot of books that I haven't read yet, so I need to get on that. Then I have a Goodreads Choice Awards nominee, because every year the Goodreads Choice Awards nominees come out, as we all know, and then I learn about books that I didn't know about, and so I put them all on my TBR, and then I kind of forget about them. So it's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be nominated from 2024. It could be nominated ever. I'm deciding this right now. But it has to have been nominated but not win. I don't know why, but I'm making that a rule. Then we have popular on Book Talk. Again, there's a few books I've bought that I bought because of Book Talk, so I'm gonna read them. Now this is read in one sitting, so obviously I won't know that I've done this until I've finished the book. So I'm hoping, there's like one book in particular that I really want to read for this prompt, but yeah, obviously I'll only know this once I finish the book. And same thing for this prompt, a book that made me cry, because I can think of a few books that I've been putting off because I know they're sad, but I want to read them finally, so hopefully we'll get to them. Then we have last book in a series, because I am so bad at finishing series. I have started so many series over the past few years and then just never continued them, so I almost put like read a sequel, but I feel like that's too easy, so I put read the last book in a series. I am gonna count duologies, but like in my head I hope I pick a longer series so that I can get more books read in a series, you know what I mean? Oh, also, by the way, I don't know, I feel like this goes without saying, but no rereads can count for any of these books because they're not on my TBR. I've already read them. Then I have song lyric as the title because, again, I looked at my books and I noticed quite a few of them have song lyrics, specifically Taylor Swift lyrics, so yep. Then we have an author's debut, and my caveat for this is that it can't be like the only book they've published. They have to have published at least one other book since then. Then we have a book with sprayed edges, because there are a few books I bought because they have sprayed edges and they've just been like they're all sitting over there and I haven't read any of them. So we have that one. And we have an arc, because I am notorious among my friends for getting arcs and never reading them. So one of the physical arcs that I have to read them. It's okay if it has come out, because let's face it, most of the physical arcs that I have already come out. It just has to be like an arc copy of a book. Then I have title has 5+ words. Then we have Canadian author, which I feel like unless you're not Canadian, you probably don't really care about this prompt. But I made it a goal in 2024 to read more from Canadian authors, and I think I only read 2 or 3. So I definitely want to make it a priority to read more Canadian authors, because I do have quite a few books that I bought because they're Canadian authors and then I didn't read them. Then we have a manga. I don't think I read any volumes of manga last year, and I have quite a few, so would like to read at least one volume of manga, but hopefully I can make some progress in some series. Then we have a book about books. Again, self-explanatory. Then a book with ace rep, because if you don't know, I am asexual and I'm always looking for more books with ace rep. And again, I buy books because they have ace rep and then I don't read them, so there we go. Then we have a translated book. Some of these I don't really need to explain, like a book that's translated. Then we have a middle grade, because I went through a phase where I bought a bunch of middle grade, mostly because the covers were pretty, I'm gonna be honest. But I read, I think, 2 middle grade books this year and I gave them both 5 stars, so maybe I need to get back on my middle grade game. But yeah, I have quite a few that I haven't read that I've owned for a while, so we have those. Then we have a nonfiction, because I don't read a lot of nonfiction and I would like to read more. Then we have an animal on the cover, you know. Then we have a book written by a trans or non-binary author, which again, I have a lot that I haven't read. Then we have a cover by a book I bought because I thought the cover was pretty and I didn't really know much about the story, which unfortunately is a lot of books. And then finally, so originally I had a book with purple on the cover because purple's my favorite color, but then I was like, that's too easy, so I made it a book with purple and yellow on the cover. Those are my 2 favorite colors and I love how they go together. So it has to be, I mean, it could be like a tiny bit of purple or a tiny bit of yellow, but they have to both be on the cover. So those are my 25 prompts for 2025. And I'm assuming the way this is gonna go is at the beginning of the year, I'm gonna be doing so well and I'm gonna think, wow, this is gonna be so easy, I'm gonna finish this like before the year is even halfway over. But then as the prompts are filling up, I have a feeling there's gonna be a few of them that I'm gonna have trouble fulfilling, especially the one that's a book over 700 pages. I think I'm really gonna have to force myself to do that because I really want to read A Day of Fallen Night. I really want to read Words of Radiance. I know I have others that I'm not thinking of right now, but yeah. So also the last book in a series, because I can't really think of any series where I only have 1 book left, unless it's a duology, but even that I can't think. So I think I'll have to read a few books to complete that. So I'm hoping this is a challenge and that I didn't make it too easy for myself, but I don't think I did. And like I said, I will have blank templates if you want to do your own challenge and make your own prompts. And I also have like a tracking template so that throughout the year this will all be on my Instagram, by the way. I'm gonna save these to my highlights. But throughout the year, if you look at my Instagram stories, you'll see how well I'm doing on my challenge so far, as well as I'm planning, so this is kind of going off topic, but my plan in terms of wrap-ups for 2025 is I'm gonna try to do quarterly wrap-ups, because I tried to do monthly wrap-ups last year and it just did not work out. Like, I feel like I just don't have enough time to sit down once a month to talk about the books I read, so I think I'm gonna do quarterly wrap-ups, and in those videos I will update you on my progress in this reading challenge. So yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to say. If you watched till the end, leave a firework emoji because it's almost the new year, thank God. And I hope you guys enjoy this challenge. If you want to participate, let me know. I'd be so excited if anyone else wanted to do it, but it's mostly for me and I'm just happy that I'm doing it. And hopefully I can get my physical TBR down in 2025. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon with another video soon. Bye!